it? Tent? Here we go. What's up everyone? It is June 2018. This is a vlog for people who are interested in becoming a roadie or volunteer, or if you just want to know what it's like to be on the AIDS LifeCycle. So for those who don't know what AIDS LifeCycle is, it is a 7-day cycling event from San Francisco to Los Angeles. It is organized by San Francisco AIDS Foundation and the Los Angeles LGBT Center. And it raises money to provide services of all kinds related to HIV and AIDS. Outside of the staff, the AIDS LifeCycle, or ALC, is made up of mainly the cyclists or the riders and the volunteers who are called roadies. I am a roadie. I'm not cycling because that seems really daunting to me, but it is my first year doing it and there are a lot of unknowns for me, so you will be learning about this along with me. If you know me, I like to plan as much as I can. I try to learn as much about ALC as I can. I read about it on the website. I looked up videos online and I also talked to people who've done it. But there's still so much more that I don't know that I need to prepare for. But what I do know so far about ALC in general, it's been said to be a giant moving city over the course of 7 days from SF to LA. And that it's this magical, super friendly community called the Love Bubble. I'm really excited about it, but I'm also a little nervous, but I think it'll all work out in the end. I think I've prepared as much as I can. So today is Friday and the race starts on Sunday, goes until Saturday. So tomorrow, the day before, is orientation day, where you spend a good chunk of the day at Cow Palace in San Francisco, where we would pick up our packets of information and have a bunch of orientation meetings. This is the first time where I will meet my roadie team. I've never met them. I've only been in correspondence with them through emails and text messages. So tomorrow will be the day when I probably will realize, oh my goodness, I'm actually doing this. So a little bit about my role. I've been assigned the job of Advanced Setup B. There are 2 advanced setup teams, A and B, and they alternate. We have 6 campsites throughout the 7 days, and the advanced teams go to each campsite ahead of time, the day before, and set up the whole site from nothing to a city, apparently. And it alternates between the 2 teams, so I am in advanced team B, which means I will be helping to set up campsite 2, 4, and 6, and that is King City, Santa Maria, and Ventura. So what that means is that I will be only at 3 of the campsites, which kind of makes me a little bit disappointed that I won't be able to go to all the campsites. But I think, as a roadie, as a volunteer, you just got to do your job and make sure the whole ride goes smoothly for everybody. I'm not exactly sure of the numbers, but I think there are 3,000 people in the event, including the cyclists and the roadies and the staff. So that's a lot of people every day for the 7 days. So that's why they call it a moving city. As I learned more about this whole event, the more impressed I get about how much of a production this is. It's mind-boggling, actually. So yeah, tomorrow I will be going on the orientation and I will hopefully try to vlog a little bit and just to give you a little bit of insight of what the process is like. But before we move on to the orientation day, I just want to mention that this event is a year-long process. As soon as the race ends this year, the planning for next year's race already begins. There are even people who pre-register for next year, and it shows how great this event is that people want to actually register for the following year. And also with the planning, I've been volunteering here and there as well with a lot of production work. A few weeks ago, they were holding volunteering hours where we just stuff envelopes of packets and put in goodie bags and fold t-shirts, because there are 3,000, maybe 4,000 people at this thing. So there's a lot of manual labor that they need to get this all prepared for orientation day, for ride out, for the whole event. It's so impressive, and I'm very happy to be doing this. Alright, I'm here at Cow Palace the day before the official ride starts. So that means it is orientation day today. So I am going to go to a couple of orientation meetings, pick up my packets, and learn more about the ride and meet my teammates and do all that stuff. Here we go.
LifeCycle Participant Orientation Meeting. Welcome to the stage, your AIDS LifeCycle Ride Director, Tracy Evans.
I am so excited to get this party started. We will have an epic time over the next week. Okay, where are the veterans in the room? Now, I mentioned this earlier, but it's our 25th year of riding, and I'm curious, is there anyone in this room that's been here all 25 years?
Oh my gosh.
Right up here in front.
As I said before, I'm not releasing the names of my donors, nor am I releasing my emails, and I'm not releasing that video of me from Folsom this past year.
San Francisco AIDS Foundation are providing vital and even life-saving services to thousands of people. Until we succeed in ending AIDS, this ride is extremely important. That's even more true today, when tax reform threatens to impose huge cuts on the federal funding that makes so much of our vital work possible. If those cuts materialize, it is this ride that will enable us to sustain our life-saving services.
Roadies are important to your joy and happiness in the next 7.5 days. And I'm not joking about this. These are folks who are going to help feed you. They're going to help entertain you. They're going to help make sure you have water, that you have medical care, that you have chiropractic and acupuncture, all kinds of things. You are going to love these folks by the end of the ride. And I ask you one favor. Please be kind and respectful, well, to everybody on the ride, and especially the roadies. They are not hired help. They are volunteers. They do not get paid. They took time off of their paying jobs to come do this for a week. And many I want to talk about the love bubble for a moment. The love bubble is a place where we get to escape for a week, put the outside world away, come together, be as weird and crazy and wonderful and joyful as we want to be, and we get to share so much love. What I ask for everybody is that you contribute to the community as much as you take from the community. It's really easy to be reliant on everyone. If everybody was reliant on someone else, then we wouldn't actually be helping. So I want everybody to be part of sharing in that love. Not open until 5:30, and stretching will start at 5:45 with the fabulous Kate Noonan, and the ceremony will start at 6. Now you want to make sure that you're in here by 6, that you are fed and ready to go. You don't want to miss the opening ceremony, which will happen right in here. Now when you arrive in the morning and you come through the main gate, they'll direct you where to go to drop your gear off. We'll have the following things available for you. Over here in the North Hall, we will have some oatmeal and some Pete's coffee ready to go. In the box office lobby when you come in, if you have any health services needs, they can hook you up. And if you have any needs for participant support, they'll be out there as well. Now, when you get checked in, you will get a packet. In that packet, you will have wristbands, bike frame number, helmet sticker, if you're a cyclist, obviously, your tent chip, and your luggage tags. Cyclists, you must return to bike parking today and put your bike frame number on your bike today. We have a whole process. We scan all of the bikes tonight before we leave to make sure that the bikes and the cyclists are all here and match and it's all happy.
Just finished the orientation meeting. Now I'm checking in, trying to get my tent assignment, although I think I'm getting a different tent, so I don't know if this is necessary.
So this is the check-in area. It's pretty funny because I was just here last year on the other side, just helping people check in, and now I'm all checked in. In this area, there's the donor services where if you don't make the $3,000 minimum as a rider, you would have to make that difference before you get to ride. And then here is the medical area where if you need to sign your medical waiver before you get to be on the ride. Here are a few flags where people can write little messages, and at the opening ceremony tomorrow, they're gonna walk this in. So this is the bike parking, and all the riders parked their bikes here the day before, so tomorrow they'll be all ready to go.
Those first years, but especially that first year, we had no fucking idea what we were doing. Excuse my language. But we figured it out. And roadies have always been a key part of our ability to figure it out. And the reason that we are able to do this ride and raise the millions of dollars that we raise for the important work that funds is because of you. Because if you were not volunteering for this event, we would have to pay people to do what you do, and there wouldn't be enough money left to fund the services. So you literally make this event possible.
Thank you all very much for being here. Thank you for taking the week off of work to care for others. It really speaks to how and who each of you are. So I look forward to seeing you on the road, and have an amazing rest of your weekend today.
This is what all your hard work and packing and red dress sewing and all that good stuff has been leading up to. Thank you so much. Happy LifeCycle 2018. You are free to go.
Strapped onto the vehicle. It just looked like a fuzzy drive.
Alright, so I came back from the orientation day. After the orientation at Cow Palace, I came back to the city and bought a few last minute things for the trip. Now I'm back. I had a little bit of dinner. I didn't eat all day. The only food they had at the Cow Palace was a concession stand, which was serving hot dogs and pretzels, and I didn't feel like I wanted to eat that stuff. So I didn't eat anything except like a little bar. Let me show you what I got from the orientation. So here are the shirts that I'll be wearing for the next 7 days. There's this really bright orange one that's reserved for the second day, which is safety day, so everyone's gonna wear orange. And then we have the 4 other regular blue Roadie t-shirts that I'll be wearing on the other days. And I also got this goodie bag, which I helped pack a few weeks ago when I was volunteering to do some office work, and it was pretty much packing 3,000 or 4,000 of these little bags. And inside there's a sanitizing towelette. There is a sunscreen spray, which is kind of cool. There's this little toiletry bag that's actually made by Saks Fifth Avenue for exclusively for United. It's kind of cool actually. So it's a toiletry bag that that you would get at the on the airplane. It opens up kind of flat like this, and you have the usual socks, sleeping mask. There's this little mist, sleeping mist. I don't know what that is. It's lip balm, hand cream. There are some moist towelettes, I'm sure. There's tissue, there's earplugs, toothbrush, there's a mini pen, and toothpaste. So this is kind of cool, but I don't think I'm gonna bring everything. Some of these things are useful, but some of them are kind of not. I'm not sure about this little pouch either. I don't think I'll have use for it because it won't fit my regular toothbrush. I'm not going to use the travel toothbrush. I have my own toothbrush. There's no really loop. There's a loop here that I want to put a hook through so I can hang it somewhere, but I don't think I'm going to bring this with me. But I'll take some of these things. That might be good to use. And then the other things that are in the bag is this hand sanitizer, another lip balm, and a sun stick. So like it's a sunscreen. Yeah, sun stick. So it's for your face, I think. But yeah, so that's in the goodie bag. I was told that when I was bagging those goodie bags that this was the first year where they had sponsors where they could create a goodie bag. So, and I'm sure next year and the following years the sponsorship might be different. They might give you different things. But for now, it's pretty cool. They give you hand sanitizer and lip balm and sunscreen. I think that's really important actually on the race. So it's great to just bring those along and use it when we need it. All right, so I've been doing some final packing before I take a shower and head to bed. And I'm doing this method of packing where someone suggested of putting all your outfits into individual bags by the day, so with like underwear and shirt and stuff like that. So I'm trying to do that, but my luggage is a little bit tight. As you know, I'm using the carry-on luggage. So maybe that this only works Well, if your luggage is large enough, and also that if you are a cyclist where at the end of the day you're so tired that you just want to grab and go. So I don't think this is going to work for me as good as an idea as it is. Also because that when I stack them, they sort of slip and it just like falls out of my luggage and it's sort of a mess. So I think I'm going to go with my old way of using packing cubes and just put all the shirts into one bag and put all the underwear in one bag and socks in one bag and just like keep them separate and do it my own system. But this is a good idea for people who want to try it that way and have a big luggage where they can just like grab and go. I think I'll be okay if I put everything together and not separate them like this. And with that, I think I'm going to keep on packing. I'm going to take a shower and head to bed. It's 7:30 right now, and I was actually planning to head to bed at 7 so I can get as much sleep as I can because I'm going to wake up at around 3 a.m. and then, oh yeah, so tomorrow the plan is I'm going to wake up at 3 a.m. At 4:30 a.m. there's going to be a shuttle near downtown San Francisco to Cow Palace. So I'm going to take that shuttle and I'm going to drop off my luggage with my team. Going to do the opening ceremony, have some breakfast, and the tour begins. We're gonna watch the ride out where all the cyclists ride out and start their journey. Once that's done, we're gonna head to our first campsite, which is the second campsite of the tour, and we're gonna set up camp there. So one thing I've been told is that on the ride, a lot of people lose their things. So it's a really good idea to label your stuff with your name and your registration number. So what I've done is, typical me, is that I made labels for everything that I have. So this is like a giant label that I made for my luggage. I have just a little simple label for my toiletry bag, and even these little bags with the zipper, I just added a paper clip and a label with my name and the number on it. This might be a little bit excessive, but I think that's just how I roll. So now most of, like probably 98% of my stuff is labeled, so hopefully I don't lose anything, and if I do, they'll come back to me. And that's a tip that might be helpful to you.
The bad news is that I overslept.
We're done for the day, but yeah, I'm pretty exhausted. What's up everyone? It is June 20...